Jesus, if you please, daily walking close to thee. Let it be, dear Lord, let it be. I am weak, but thou art strong. Jesus, keep us from all wrong. We'll be satisfied as long as we walk. Let us walk with thee. The devil challenged St. Peter to a baseball game. And St. Peter says, I don't see how you can win. All the good players are up here. And the devil says, but all of the umpires are down here. And a woman says, our dining room table goes back to Louis XIV. And another woman said, our dining room table goes back to J.C. Penney the 15th. And the football team had to turn down their invitation to the Sugar Bowl because the quarterback had diabetes. And the football fan went to sleep in his chair watching the football game. And in the morning his wife came and shook him on the shoulder and says, wake up, it's 20-7. And he said, whose favorite? And did you hear about the Czechoslovakian football player? The eye doctor said to him, can you read the bottom line on that eye chart? And the Czechoslovakian football player said, read it, I know him. Rather strange obituary in the newspaper. Family requests no flowers be sent. All donations be sent to Visa, MasterCharge, and American Express. And a woman said, you have to talk to your plants. And her husband said, well, I never heard them answer you. And she says, well, that's because they're mums. Who's the last person in the world to let you down? The Undertaker. The traveler was asked by the room clerk in the hotel, do you want a room with a tub or a shower? And the traveler says, well, what's the difference? And the room clerk says, well, with a tub you get a chance to sit down. Those signs they have in the hotel, have you left anything? They should say, have you anything left? Marilyn says, my boyfriend and I have a strange and wonderful relationship. He's strange and I'm wonderful. And Peter says he's very active in church, and his wife says, indeed he is. He fidgets, squirms, and wiggles. I go to a church where the minister preaches 50 minutes, 50 minutes. And my feeling about that is that the mind cannot absorb more than the seat can endure. We're reading from a book here called Be Perfect. And of course, be perfect is to be happy. To be perfectly happy. That's how we look at it. You and I, we look at it that way. To be perfect is to be perfectly happy. And this book was published long about the mid-60s, just before the two men walked on the moon. And deliver the mind unto God. To know God, be with God all the time. Can you do that? A person should hear God all the time, no matter what else is happening, no matter what the variety, be single-minded. A person should hear God no matter what else anybody is doing. The mind should not lag or lead the what? The body. Mind and body should be in what? Phase. God gives a person the highest goal and everything needed to accomplish this goal. Now you people in college or in high school, remember that. You have been given a goal and you have to find out what that is. And you have to sit down quietly and listen and you have to find out what that is. And the clue is look at your talents. Look at the things that you do better than anybody else does. Look at the things that are different about you. That's the clue to finding out the job that God gave you to do with your life. Our life isn't our own, you know. Our life belongs to God. Deep inside a person is great. Greatness is in handling all God with love. Be calm inside. Make peace with God. There is no greatness beyond loving. Wow. Each one of those is a day's meditation. I don't know why we keep on doing happiness programs. We have done 10,391, well, 92, public access TV shows, a half an hour each. What more is there to say? And there's 5,500 half-hour happiness, well, half-hour shows, Chat with Glendora, on the YouTube. What more is there to look at? Why do we keep doing it? I guess we can say it's just a reminder, isn't it? We're trying to remind us, ourselves, that we are happy if we would only take time to sit down and think about it. Which equates to what? Meditation and prayer. Petition prayer I do not do. I would not ask God for anything. God has given us too much. Intercessory prayer I will not do. Because God is running the universe and knows how to run it a whole lot better than I do. Thank prayer, yeah, I like that. And praise prayer, I like that, yeah. And what do you like.com? I think you prayed.com, as I listened to .com, and she, that is the most consoling sound, because you know she's happy. And to have her happy just fills you with happiness. All right, what else does Be Perfect say? It says, God is the universe, and it has said that several times. God is the universe. God is everything there is. Growth is upward, a step at a time, steadily, slowly, and easily. There is rest between steps, level periods when there seems to be no progress, and there is no slipping backwards. God goes one way forward. Here's a picture of that. Yeah, that's kind of helpful. Pray the Lord the mind to keep. That comes from pray the Lord my soul to keep. Pray the Lord the mind to keep. The soul, mind, and body are a society of friends. Thank you, Quakers. The soul, mind, and body are a society of friends. The mind is the channel through which love flows from the soul to the body. When the channel is cluttered, little love gets through. Clean the mind. Clear the mind. Here's a picture of that. I think I showed you this before. That's what you have to clean out of the mind. Now, what are some examples of those fathers, folks? Well, watching the TV news. They just try to keep you upset all the time and keep you as far away from God as you can. The old sins, so to speak, you know, covetousness, jealousy, envy, selfishness, hate, bitterness. Those are the things we have to clear out of the mind. God beckons, leave everything and go. That's what Christ said. Take up your cross and follow me. God beckons, drop everything and go. We are on page 45 of Be Perfect. Because person A cannot be greater than the soul of person B. Why can't person A be greater than the soul, greater than person B? Start again. Why can't person A be greater than person B? Because person A cannot be greater than the soul that is in person B. And the soul that is in person B is the same as the soul that is in person A. Because person A cannot be greater than the soul in person A, and the same soul that is in person A is in person B. Do you like that? Live in the most intimate conversation with the soul. Get through to the ultimate. There's a million ways of saying the same thing, isn't there? The Joy Book. This is a Joy Book. The cats are always sleeping on mine. But a Joy Book is a great thing because in it you write down the things that God tells you to do. You wake up in the morning and you look at yesterday and you say, how was I a blessing to somebody yesterday? I like the way Paul Fitz said that prayer in the Seventh-day Adventist Church. He said, that we be a blessing to somebody today. That we be a blessing to somebody today. So you write down yesterday, to whom were you a blessing? And that adds up the good things of the day and gives thanks for them. And then you say, God, what do you want me to do to be a blessing today? And then you write down all the things that God tells you to do today. You know, there really isn't any I. There isn't any self. There really isn't. There's only God. Somehow, God is in all of us. Can you figure that out? I can't. God is in all of us. Somehow, God is continuous, God is one, God is... You know how you take a piece of yarn and you push it this way, and you push it this way, and you push it this way, and you keep doing that, and pretty soon you have a sweater. It's something like that. If God was just one big piece of string, and it pushed this way, and this way, it would be continuous, wouldn't it? There'd be lumps along the string that we call creation, created objects. How does that work? It doesn't matter. An agnostic is somebody who believes that the existence of God, the nature of God, and the ultimate origin of the universe are unknowable. An agnostic doesn't say they don't exist, he just says that they are unknowable. Well, the existence of God is knowable. How do I know that God exists? You start this way. 1, God is the universe. And everywhere I look, I see the universe. That's the existence of God. God exists because I see the universe. God exists. Why is existing the same as you're seeing it, Glendora? Well, that's it. If we see it, it exists. If we know it's there, it exists. So the existence of God is knowable. And what's the next thing they say? The nature of God is not knowable. Oh, but it is. We know the nature of God, don't we? Creativity. Endless creativity. Beauty. Great wisdom. Magnificent creations, like the internet. Like this little camcorder. Like this little kitty cat. We know the nature of God. And God is joyful. And God is loving. And God is kind. So agnostic, we know the existence of God and we know the nature of God. Unequivocally. Indisputably. Beyond question. But now the ultimate origin of the universe. Well, I guess we don't know that. But does it make any difference? Except that we're curious and we love God and we like to know how God works. But I think God would tell us that if we wanted to listen long enough and hard enough. So, also a Droid Book is a place to jot down these wonderful pieces of information that float through the cloud to you. Great thoughts that come to you. One thought came to me, folks. What do you think of this? Jesus loved his father Joseph so much. And when Joseph died, he was so inconsolably lonesome for him that Jesus began to think of God as a father, as Abba. What do you think of that? That's not important either way, is it? But that's how Jesus thought of God, as a father. Our Father, who art in heaven. You can go on Facebook, Glendora. Victoria Carezzi put up some very interesting things there. You can go there. Come thou almighty King, help us thy name to sing. Help us to praise. Father all glorious, in all victorious. Come and reign over us, Ancient of Days. Ancient of Days. Why does that keep popping up in Christian churches? Ancient of Days. What does it mean? Let's find something else. Let's find something else. Love and adore. Come and reign over us. Love and adore. Adore means to regard fervently. And we do adore God, don't we? Okay, where were we in Be Perfect? We were on our way to being there. It's too bad that Gray Kitty went away and went to sleep in the closet. I don't think it's because she was bored, but because that's her daily habit. This church had a Bible selling contest, and the man who sold the most Bibles stuttered, and he stuttered severely. And the parishioners asked him, what did you say to the people to sell the most Bibles? And he said, I just said, do you want to buy a Bible, or do you want me to read it to you? Computers are in the Bible because Eve said to Adam, do you want an apple too? And Adam is talking to God, and he says, why did you make Eve? And God says, well, I thought you were lonesome. Well, why did you make her so beautiful? Well, so you would like her. Well, why did you make her so dumb? So she would like you. Well, folks, it's good to be together, and it's good to remind each other that we are happy if we would only stop and think about it. It's good to remind each other, don't think about evil, don't see evil, don't speak evil, don't hear evil, and don't do evil. It's good to remember the ideal of the Roman Catholic Church: worship, adoration, humility, purity, perfection, the Holy Grail. It's the most beautiful, beautiful complex of things to think about. It can't be beat. Just remember it. To be saintly and be angelic, and to give your best, because God gives God's best to us. I want to thank the people who understand what a chat with Glendora is about, and who are soothed by it, and who are inspired about it, to pass on happiness, to be happy, to generate happiness. And they call up those people, and I thank them all for doing that, from all over the country. I told you Chat with Glendora on the West Coast is in Portland, Oregon, San Francisco, San Jose, Los Angeles, San Diego, New Mexico, the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. TV, which needs so much happiness, and Prince George's County, Montgomery County in Maryland, and Trenton, New Jersey, and Bergen County, New Jersey, and Philadelphia, and the Queensboro, Staten, Bronx, Brooklyn, and Manhattan, and Suffolk County, and Nassau County, Long Island, all of Westchester County, and all of Putnam County, and all of Dutchess County, and all of Columbia County, Northern Jersey, and then most of Connecticut, like 20. No, like 40 or 50 municipalities in Connecticut, and in Massachusetts, Springfield and Boston. And Buffalo, New York, and Albany. .com. Have we left out any? Have we left out any? So, may the Lord bless you and keep you. And may his face shine upon you and give you peace. Amen.